Happy Friday, my loves. Beautiful morning here at the lake. It's about 5 a.m., 5:15, something like that. Gorgeous day. Wearing red, of course, since it's Friday, to honor all veterans, active duty military, law enforcement, and their phenomenal families. I love you guys, but you know that. We are talking about self-care because it's Friday and the weekend. But honey, part of self-care is not letting people push your buttons. I had one of my nearest and dearest buddies reach out last night having a total meltdown. Somebody had they weren't pushing their buttons, they were jumping up and down on him, and they just couldn't take it, and they needed a safe place to vent. That's why I'm here. We talked. All is well. And I just reminded them that the person that was doing this to them was doing it on purpose. Honey, there are people in this world that are called reactive abusers. Now, I want you to think about, just go all the way back to your childhood, to people that you have known in your life that say things to hurt you, just to watch your reaction. Reactive abuser. They abuse you to watch your reaction. This is not a normal behavior. These people are sociopaths, possibly psychopaths. Sociopaths, it's a learned behavior. They do it intentionally. Psychopaths is how they're hardwired. So it just depends. Regardless, it's not normal, it's not nice. And they know it. They don't care. They want to get their thrills, their jollies from making you miserable, from watching you cry, from watching you turn red, be humiliated, get mad, throw a fit, whatever. That's what they want. They're going to keep doing it until you react. And the more you react, the more upset you get, the happier they are. And if they can do this in front of a group of people, they're thrilled. If they can do this online, oh yeah. If you share something, you post something, and somebody comments, and it's something mean, nasty, snarky, what do? How do you handle that situation? You always have three options, whether it's something in person that somebody's saying to you or something someone's doing online or in an email. Three options. You can, of course, immediately get pissed off and react. Without thinking, you just fire back. Probably will bite you in the ass because it's just adding fuel to the fire. You're giving them what they want. They want to fight, you're buying into it. Game on. Not wise. Second option is to think about it for a minute and then respond. You're still giving them what they want. You're still reacting. You're still giving them fuel. Don't advise it. Any response is what they want. Third option, my favorite. If it's in person, walk away. Don't say anything. You can look at them. You can roll your eyes, but just walk away. They're not worth your time and energy. Walk away. If it's online, keep scrolling. Block and delete. That is my favorite. I cannot tell you how many people, just are mean, nasty, and rude that I encounter every day. Block and delete. End of it. That's it. Block and delete. You might adjust your settings on social media so it's not public, so that just your friends or your friends and friends of friends, I think this is what the setting is, can see your posts. It's a little safer. But you don't have to give them what they're after. If they're brewing for a fight, don't buy into it. I don't care if what they said is absolutely horrific. It's on them because they're wanting your response. They're wanting you to react. There are people, believe it or not, that some organizations will pay to do this. It's like inciting a mini riot. When there are, whether you agree or disagree with this, when there are huge protests, people will come in from far and wide to protest and become violent. I mean, it's been that way since the beginning of time. And it's still going on to this day. They're paid aggravators. They come in to, stir shit. Same thing these people are doing. That's what they do. They don't have anything better to do with their day than to make other people miserable. They have very low self-esteem. The only way they can feel big about themselves is by abusing other people. That's sick and twisted. And like I said, for some people, it's a learned behavior. Their parents were that way. Their siblings were that way. That's all they've ever known. This is how you treat people. That's sad. It is a learned behavior. It can be, which means it can be unlearned. If they're willing to see this and to see what they're doing and see that they don't have to be like this. They can change and make the change. That's huge. And I have known people that have done that eons ago, and I do mean eons ago when I was in school. I was skinny as a rail. I mean, when I was 18, I weighed 89 pounds. That's before it was fashionable to be a size 0. Bright red hair, always been a redhead. Very pale skin. I just paint a target on my ass. It was awful. I was always picked on, always, from family members all the way through school. So it hurts, especially when you're a little kid. And I was in, I want to say junior high, and we had moved to a new neighborhood, a new community, started a new school, and it was really bad. And I mean, the beautiful area, beautiful home, we had a beautiful home on acres. It was gorgeous, but the abuse was really bad. It was. I would go home every day crying, and it was just heartbreaking. My mom, suck it up. They'll get tired of you, eventually just let it go. She wasn't very helpful. Nobody was very helpful. I had to shoulder this alone. And it was really, really bad. That's why I work with a lot of kids that deal with this. There are things you can do. Instead of trying to make somebody understand your position, don't bother. Don't bother. You may want to be their friend. They don't want to be your friend. Let it go. Life lesson learned. But one of these individuals, many years ago, reached out to me and wanted to know if they could talk. And I thought, oh God, here we are, 40 years later, and we're going to start again. I reluctantly said, okay. They apologized. They did. They had a horrible home life. I had no idea. And they were just jealous of the home life I had. I had loving parents that had money. They didn't. And they were just acting out. And that was a very brave thing for them to do. It really was. And of course, I accepted their apology, and that was the end of it. But it doesn't make it right. If you are a reactive abuser, you don't have to be that way. You don't have to attack others before they attack you, because, honey, not everybody's going to attack you. There are people that are just nice people that just want to be your friend. So you don't have to be on the attack. Okay? Think about the long game, the consequences of reactive abusers. We have online bullies. Every day you see in the media, on the news, I hear about it because I have the families that I'm dealing with, kids that in their life, due to online bullying, they can't take it anymore. They go to their parent. The parent says, oh, suck it up, you're fine. You don't know bullies. You're not being helpful. And the child takes their life because they didn't find any other way out. The parents are shattered. Well, they didn't know. Well, yeah, you did. You didn't handle those situations properly. Telling your kid to suck it up that's not an option. Apathy is never an option. School boards can be pretty apathetic. They can. You might have to homeschool your child. You have to pull your child out of that school, put them in a different school. But homeschooling is always an option. It is. And there's some excellent homeschool programs out there. But just be there for your kiddo. If you're a reactive abuser, stop. You know how it felt when it was happening to you. How you cried. How you felt embarrassed and humiliated. Don't do that to somebody else. Instead, that's what I want you to do. I want you to take a little bit of time and think about it. And I want you to start to speak out against it. I want you to use your life lesson, use this to speak out against it. Light the path for others. Tell people how to stop being a reactive abuser, how to stop hurting people, how to stop shattering lives. That would kind of make you a bit of a hero there, wouldn't it? You could either be a reactive abuser or you could be somebody's hero. Big step. Something to think about. So it's the weekend. Please be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Do something to make your heart smile today. Let the people that you love know that you love them. Okay? Tell them with words. Do something nice for them. Leave them a note, but let them know you love them. Have a good weekend.